I got that animal ambition. I got that animal ambition. I got that.
Hey y'all, Smoak here, what's good? So in this video, I'm gonna be reacting to 10 major incidents WWE ignored on TV by WrestleMania. Let's get it.
WWE that impacts the overall reception and integrity of the WWE brand, they could do one of two things. They can either acknowledge the major event and be transparent with their audience, or they can outright ignore it and pretend that everything is fine. Well, the latter has been seen throughout WWE history, and they've had a dangerous habit of ignoring any negative stories that have surfaced surrounding them. Join us now as WrestleMania looks at 10 major incidents WWE swept under the carpet, completely ignoring it. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Also check out our new channel, WrestleMania Shorts. Number 10. Roman Reigns' sudden 2020 departure. WWE had a set plan for Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 36. He was going to challenge and defeat the then Universal Champion Goldberg to ascend to the very top of WWE. But there was just one problem: the pandemic. When the pandemic began to take over the world, Reigns at first was present on television. However, when it surfaced just how serious the COVID-19 virus was, Reigns decided it was best to take an extended leave of absence from WWE to protect both himself and his family. This was a decision which earned Reigns a ton of respect both from the fans as well as his peers. Reigns' health ultimately trumped any match on WrestleMania, and it goes without saying that Reigns was doing the right thing. Whilst it was confirmed online that Reigns wouldn't be a part of WrestleMania 36 weeks before the show,
Who beat Goldberg?
they
I
bizarrely
forgot.
pretended that Reigns was still working the show. They decided to act as if nothing was wrong, then randomly on the weekend of WrestleMania, they would announce that Reigns had been replaced by Braun Strowman. No mention of the reason why Reigns had departed WWE was mentioned, and it was as if Reigns suddenly no longer existed. WWE received a ton of criticism for promoting a main event WrestleMania match, knowing full well it was never gonna happen. Number 9.
All they had to say was, due to the pandemic, Roman Reigns is gonna be away for a while, to protect himself and his loved ones. Goldberg's gonna be needing a new challenger or something in a line like that. Why? What's the point of just completely ignoring it? Overthinking it, I guess.
COVID-19 conditions. Speaking of the COVID-19 pandemic, WWE received major backlash for the way they were conducting themselves during the pandemic. Whilst every other major sporting event was cancelled, WWE continued on with their programming and would even host WrestleMania 36 in front of no fans in the Performance Center. They also reportedly had a rather poor testing facility in place for COVID-19, which resulted in a number of talent contracting the virus. AEW would even take shots directly at WWE's handling of the pandemic by referring to them running a sloppy shop. WWE consistently ignored these criticisms, and there was definitely a focus on profit rather than safety during this time. Number 8. The 2007 Pharmacy Scandal. The signature pharmacy scandal of 2007 truly rocked WWE. Several talents were named as clients of the signature pharmacy in Orlando, a company that was found to have distributed steroids. The names listed as clients include Booker T, Charlie Haas, Chavo Guerrero, Chris Masters,
Edge, really didn't get suspended.
Gregory Helms,
he was
John Morrison, Mr. Kennedy, Randy Orton, Umaga, and William Regal.
It wasn't that long,
probably
like a month.
For WWE, as this was a significant number of talents now in the public eye for a terrible reason. WWE decided to suspend several names on the aforementioned list, whilst talents such as Randy Orton were miraculously and mysteriously never suspended. WWE failed to treat the steroid revelation as a big deal, and they simply waited for the media attention to blow over.
And the thing is, too, you can't fault them, because when you be on a road that much, you know, you want to look good when you're in that ring, like a real pro wrestler, you know. So juicing up is like the way to go if they want to get bigger, you know, bigger and maintain their body. Cause just doing it on like will alone is very, very difficult. It's not a regular sports league where they just have off season for like 3 or 4 months. Like the wellness policy is still in place, but I mean, they will look the other way for the most part. I guess if you're doing too much, or depends on the circumstance, they're gonna use that as an advantage and suspend you for that reason.
Number 7. The passing of Umaga. WWE has a weird habit of ignoring the deaths of certain wrestlers. Whilst those wrestlers who were in WWE's good books seem to get a tidbit, those wrestlers who passed away whilst having issues with WWE seem to get ignored. This was most definitely the case when Umaga passed away in 2009. During Umaga's time in WWE, he was universally loved by the fans and his peers and was without a doubt one of the greatest names to never win a world title. He'd be released from WWE in 2009 after he refused to enter a rehab program. Unfortunately, the former Intercontinental Champion passed away just a matter of months following his release. Umaga's death was officially ruled as a heart attack brought on by an acute toxicity of multiple substances. In the aftermath of his passing, WWE wouldn't give a single mention of his passing. It was speculated that they didn't want to bring attention to the fact that Umaga had a substance abuse problem, and they believed it would have made him look bad.
Alright, that makes sense.
Number 6, Vince McMahon.
That makes sense. I knew there was some issue between Umaga and people at WWE. That's why I didn't mention them. And that's it right there. It's just a speculation though. Well, it does make sense though. Especially from what happened 2 years earlier. Because he passed away in 2009, I think January. I remember like being in the 7th grade and I see the news. I was like, Umaga died? How come WWE didn't mention this? I don't get it. Because at the start of the show, they put this person from the year they're born to the year they end, you know, as a tribute. They never did that for him. But yeah, okay.
Number 6, Vince McMahon's 2022 scandal. The summer of 2022 was a turbulent time for WWE, as Vince McMahon would officially retire after several serious allegations were made against him. McMahon would cut ties with WWE in every single way, and perhaps the biggest shakeup in the decorated history of the company.
That's
During
true.
the build-up to his official departure, he would make several TV appearances to cut random promos that didn't remotely contribute to the show.
Facts.
McMahon and WWE never alluded to the allegations on screen, and it was as if they didn't exist. It looked as if the WWE were using McMahon's name to attract a rating, which was a tasteless tactic that certainly didn't go unnoticed. Number 5, ignoring Jimmy Uso.
Yo, Vince is trash for that. I'm here thinking you just saying his goodbyes and stuff. Nah, it's for cheap ratings. Oh man, he's not a businessman. He is a businessman.
Uso's arrests. The WWE is known to be inconsistent with how they handle their talent getting arrested. Jimmy Uso had a number of DUI arrests, with his most recent one taking place in 2021. WWE have decided to completely ignore the fact that this is a terrible look for the company and that Jimmy Uso is a huge danger to both himself and others. Fans have been quick to state that if this was a lower card talent who was expendable, they would be suspended or possibly even released. Now it goes in Jimmy Uso's favour that he was related to the face of WWE and Roman Reigns, and they clearly don't want to upset Reigns by punishing one half of the Usos. Number 4, the Crown Jewel 2018 fiasco.
Ugh.
A backlash hit WWE in 2018 as they refused to pull out of hosting the Crown Jewel event in Saudi Arabia. During this time, there was a ton of criticism directed towards Saudi Arabia for their involvement in the murder of journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Several brands and performers outside of WWE pulled out of deals as well as major events, but WWE persisted with their planned pay-per-view. And in one of the strangest moves possible, they would continue to promote the event, but they decided to pretend it wasn't taking place in Saudi Arabia. During the build to the show, there would be no mention whatsoever of where the event was taking place. WWE believed that this would stop any media attention being directed their way, but they were very wrong. Top talents such as Daniel Bryan and John Cena would pull out of the event, and it was rumored that a number of other WWE talent wanted to no-show the event, but they didn't have the power or backstage influence to do so. Number 3, Hulk Hogan goes too far. Number 3, Hulk Hogan goes too far. A legendary wrestler Hulk Hogan has been involved in his fair share of scandals during his career, and one of the earliest took place in 1985 during the build to the inaugural WrestleMania. Hogan, along with Mr. T, appeared on the Hot Properties show with Richard Belzer. During the show, Hogan would put Belzer in a front chinlock, but Hogan put the move on too firmly and Belzer subsequently passed out. Belzer smashed his head on the floor and would sue Hogan for $5 million. This was a disaster for WWE, and they wanted to avoid the media circus surrounding the incident, especially during one of the most pivotal times in the company's history. Thankfully for WWE, an out-of-court settlement would be reached which would keep the majority of any negative media attention at bay.
He did that on purpose, bro. He must have That dude wanted to say something to take Hulk off, and that's why he just did it like that. He could have demonstrated it without applying any pressure. His arm is too big, and he knows that. Talking about a 24-inch python, whatever he be babbling about. Come on, dog.
Number 2, the Velveteen Dream scandal. There was a time period in WWE where it looked like Velveteen Dream was going to be the next big breakout star.
Bro, this guy was the
He had a
future.
ton of charisma and his in-ring work was improving with every passing week. His career would drastically change though in 2020 when he was accused of sending indecent images to a minor. This was followed up with allegations of grooming. Despite the sinister nature of these allegations, WWE completely ignored them. Whenever the head of NXT, Triple H, was asked about the allegations, he would offer no comment. They were simply trying to brush the allegations under the carpet, but the fans, as well as several media outlets, weren't going to let it slide. In May of 2021, Dream would be released from WWE, and it appeared as if they finally gave in to the extensive pressure. It shouldn't have taken this long for WWE to act, and if anything of this nature ever happens again, WWE must be defiant in their approach.
Facts. They should, cause they kept putting him on TV, Velveteen, when he was on the WWE network at the time. That's just odd to me. At least they released him, but they are and still remains allegations. Cause I don't think he ever got arrested for it. Probably, but he never been locked up. Cause he resurfaced not too long ago. But he posted a model pic on the internet, somewhere in the internet, for a website, or I think it was Instagram or something. That was his first public appearance since then.
And number 1, JBL's bullying. JBL's questionable conduct in the locker room has been an
This is
urban legend
infamous.
for decades. The urban legend states that JBL was known to bully anyone smaller than him, and this was something that JBL went unpunished for. However, in 2017, his wicked ways would come back to bite him. Between 2016 to 17, JBL would work with Mauro Ranallo on SmackDown. Ranallo was a beloved announcer, but it was reported that JBL treated Ranallo appalling, so much so that he decided to leave SmackDown. Whilst JBL and WWE would claim that there was no truth to the bullying claims that had surfaced online, just a few months after the reports surfaced, JBL was quietly pulled from his duties. WWE would claim that JBL was focusing on his humanitarian work, but it appeared as the WWE attempted to sweep the bullying allegations under the carpet hadn't worked, and WWE had no choice but to remove him from his position. But there you have it, folks, 10 major incidents WWE swept under the carpet, completely ignoring them.
And what gets me tired about that whole JBL bullying story that have been loomed over the years now is that he's a great heel, and I think he's a certified Hall of Fame in that regard. But it seems like that character he portrays on TV bleeds into his real life. This been going on allegedly, I guess, from since the 90s. To whomever. If you step up to him, he's not gonna bother you no more. I guess he gets intimidated or something. But yeah, it's a damn shame though. He takes it too far. Yeah, that was 10 major incidents WWE ignored on TV. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Peace, I'm out.